Come join us here at the Cabaret. That's the Ray Stevens CabaRay and Showroom right here in West Nashville. We're easy to find at the Charlotte Avenue exit off I-40 West. It's the place in Nashville for a special entertainment and dining experience. There's great food, all your favorite wines and mixed drinks, a fun piano bar where you can sing along and dance. And there's the Ray Stevens Show, where I'll sing all my biggest hits with Nashville's best musicians and singers. So whether it's a special date night, entertaining friends and family, or you're just coming out to sing along in the piano bar, whatever your reason, the Cabaret is a fun place to enjoy a full night of entertainment. And the parking is free. So come see me, Ray Stevens, at the Cabaret. Call 615-327-4630 or go to RayStevensCabaRay.com. Make your plans now.
From the Ray Stevens Studios in the heart of Nashville's Music Row in Music City, USA, it's Ray Stevens CabaRay Nashville.
My heart keeps going back to Nashville. That's the only place for me. My love is waiting there in Nashville. Nashville, Tennessee.
With Ray's guest, country legend Bill Anderson. And the A-Team. Everything is beautiful now, because here comes Ray Stevens.
Seems we've forgotten the love we once vowed. Lately discussions have gotten quite loud. Time to admit we live under a cloud, where two is company and three is a crowd. We're living here, you see, just a dog, you and me. I get along with everyone but you. All we do is scream and shout, can't remember what about. While we stay together, I don't have a clue. I've had all that I can bear. I just gotta get some air. And Rover says he'd like a breather too. So I'll be walking the dog, in case anyone wants to know. He digs my monologue. He likes the places we go. Through rain, sleet, snow, or fog, I'll be walking the dog. When we reach driveway's end, I'll defer to man's best friend who's in deep consultation with his nose. Yeah, Rover's really quite a scout, and when he picks out a route, ain't no change in course, that's where we go. And out here on the street, you never know who you might meet. There are lots of other folks with pooches too. Yeah, and you never can tell, I might fall under a spell and meet someone who'll take the place of you. So I'll be walking the buck, logging mile after mile. Take my advice, don't wait up. We could be gone for a while, with Rover leading the way. No need to join AAA. Through rain, sleet, snow, or fog, I'll be walking the dog. All right, you ready, Rover? Yeah, I locked up your doghouse. Let's mosey. Oh, there's a nice little place over there. Yeah, you're gonna leave a little present on the lawn, are you? Well, be sure to leave it up close to the mailbox. That way they'll know you were here. Little fire hydrant over there, too. Yeah. Thank you. Welcome to the show. It's going to be a good one, and we're going to start it right now. We'll be right back. This next guy got his start with the same guy who started me in the business down in Atlanta, Georgia. Please welcome Whispering Bill, Bill Anderson, ladies and gentlemen. You and I spoke not long ago about a fellow named Warren Roberts. And
Yes.
he was instrumental in getting me introduced to Bill Lowry, who gave me my start. And how was Warren instrumental in your career?
Warren was a disc jockey in Decatur. There
Yes.
was a big 50,000 watt radio station in Decatur. And Warren was the disc jockey and I guess the program director. And he gave me and my band a little 30-minute program on Saturday afternoons when nobody was listening. And you got to start somewhere and have those early years and those early memories. And Warren Roberts was a real hero of mine. He was your Sunday school teacher.
He was, and I went to Claremont Hills Baptist Church, and I would, I guess, get up and sing, play piano there a few times. And Warren said, you need to meet Bill Lowry. And so he arranged that, and that was...
Well, Bill Lowry was Mr. Music in
He was.
Atlanta, I mean, for years and years, and you came through there. I remember this guy had a monster pop hit in Atlanta called Silver Bracelet. I don't know if it was ever a hit anywhere else, but you were the Atlanta heartthrob in those days.
Yeah, for about 15 minutes. But it never got outside the city limits, I don't think.
Well, it was a big hit down there, and all the little girls were running around. Oh, Ray Stevens! I enjoyed reading about that. By the way, I gotta compliment you on your book. You don't know this, but you and I have been in the bed together for about 3 weeks at night.
Oh, I
I've
see.
been curled
Yes, I
up with your
understand.
book, reading it and enjoying it, and gosh, the memories it brought back. Thanks for writing that book.
Well, thanks for reading it. Oh, man. You say you had took 3 weeks to read my book? My book is not that long, but you are a slow reader.
I went to Avondale.
And I understand you're writing, or you have written a book. It's not out yet.
I've got a book that's coming out in September of 2016,
Yeah.
and I'm doing an audio book. I don't know if I can whisper 100,000 words or not, but I'm going to go in the studio in another couple of weeks and start reading it.
Oh, me. Why don't you do us a song, Bill?
Well, with the help of your great orchestra over here and your
Orchestra?
background and your background group, I want to go back to the year of 19. I was 4 years old when I wrote and recorded this song, but you folks and folks like you everywhere have been awful nice to it and remember it still. Though you broke my heart,
Still,
though we're far apart,
I love you still. Still,
after all this time,
still,
you're still on my mind. I've lost count of the hours, and I've lost track of the days. In fact, I've lost just about everything since you went away. Everything that is, except the memories you left me. And that's one thing that no one can mar. I don't know who you're with. I don't even know where you've gone. My only hope is that someday you might hear this song, and you'll know that I wrote it especially for you. And I love you wherever you are.
still,
After all this time,
still,
you're still on my mind.
I love you still.
The soul flame in my heart is like an eternal fire. For every day it burns hotter, and every day it burns higher. And I haven't been able to put out one little flicker, not even with all of these tears. My friends all think I'm crazy, maybe I am, but I'll carry this torch just as long as I can. For someday you might just decide to come home, and I want you to know I'm still here. Though you broke my heart,
Still,
though we're far apart, I love you
Bill Anderson, folks. Here to sing us a song based on a true story, a country music legend, Bill Anderson.
Thank you, Ray. We'll do this for all the military people that are watching. He came home to Tennessee, a young man at the end of 45. Only one of 7 men in his platoon that made it back alive. He must have seen some tough times, but he never talked too much about all that. Put his pictures and his memories in the cedar chest, everything but his old army hat. By the time I graduated, the winds of change had blown across our land. They were burning flags and draft cards when they bothered to take some kind of stand. And we used to laugh at Grandpa like he was some old relic from the past, 'cause he never left the house unless he was wearing that funny-looking, worn-out army hat. Every eye was on him anytime he went anywhere. They whispered and they pointed, but you could tell my grandpa didn't care. I ain't wearing this for them, he said. It's a whole lot more than that. For my buddies who gave everything, the least that I can do is keep on wearing this old army hat. He called me up one morning, said he'd seen it on the news on his TV. They've opened up a monument to World War II in Washington, D.C. I ain't getting any younger, and I wish someone would take me to see that. I couldn't help but think they're gonna laugh at you up there if you show up in that silly army hat. Two strangers both saluted as Grandpa walked up to the monument. One said, "Thank you, soldier, for a job well done." The other said, "Amen." And a young boy said, "Sir, my daddy went to war and never made it back. Would you take a picture standing here beside me? And maybe let me wear your army hat." Every eye was on me, and there was not a dry one in the crowd. They whispered and they pointed, and Grandpa stood up extra tall and proud. He said, "Son, just keep it," when the young boy tried his best to give it back. "You're a brave little soldier, son, and every soldier needs his very own authentic army hat. for your daddy who gave everything. The least that I can do is pass on this old worn out army hat.
Thank you, Bill. That was great. Let me ask you something. Is this the guitar that was lost for so many years?
Yes. This is the guitar. It's a Grammer guitar. Our friend Billy Grammer,
Oh,
who
sure,
made
yeah.
these guitars back in the 60s, gave me this guitar as a promotion item, you know, to go
Right.
around and tour
Yeah.
and tell people about his new line of guitars. I lost it. For 50 years, this guitar was nowhere to be found. And a guy in a pawn shop in Phoenix, Arizona, called me one day and said, I've got something you might be interested in. And long story short, I got the guitar back. And I didn't tell you this, but I said a while ago that I've been sleeping with your book.
Yeah.
You're on one side, this guitar's on the other side in my bed. I sleep with it. I'm
better
so
chain
glad
it.
to have it back.
Chain it to you. That's okay. All right. Chain it to your ankle. We don't want to lose. That's a great guitar. Great guitar. Folks, we'll be right back. Bill Anderson. Hi, this is Ray Stevens with some great news. My CabaRay gift shop has gone digital. You no longer have to drive to Tennessee to see all the stuff we have for you to enjoy and buy. Take your time and take a nice long look around at all the ball caps, t-shirts, monkeys and squirrels. We have keychains, cups, mouse pads, and books, CDs, DVDs, and so much more. Everything we have in the gift shop is now available to you here online. So fill up that shopping cart. Well, my daddy was a backwoods self-made type. Never went to school, couldn't read nor write. But he made a fortune selling hogs and was suspicious of education. So when I told him I was going off to school, he said, well, you just become some city-fied fool. Don't expect no help from me, son, and no financial remuneration. Yeah, my dad was tight, but he loved his dogs, that's the truth. And the favorite of the pack was called Old Blue. So I called up my dad when I got to college. I said, Dad, I know you don't think much of human knowledge, but they got a course down here where they can teach dogs to speak. Now, I don't mean speak like bark for a bone. No, they say these dogs can carry on an intelligent conversation, and some even go on to teach. And when I heard of that course, of course, I thought of you. Yes, and how great it'd be for you to sit and talk to Old Blue. Well, the line fell silent. I thought all was lost, but he finally spoke up and he said, what's that cost? I said, Dad, it's a bargain at $5,000 per semester. He didn't balk, he didn't complain, and Old Blue showed up on the very next train, and that's how my dad became the proud investor of the higher education of Old Blue. A story that if it's not, it ought to be true, about a fiscal windfall situation of my very own creation, the inspiration that I call the education of Old Blue. And the money kept rolling in. 8 semesters, $40,000. All too soon, time to graduate. The day had dawned, I'd come to hate. The day I had to go home and face my dad. Yeah, and when I stepped off the train, he said, where's Old Blue? Come here, boy, I want to talk to you. Then I swallowed hard. I said, Pop, I got some news. I'm afraid it's bad. You see, coming home on the train, Old Blue was smoking his pipe and reading the New York Times. Then he took off his glasses and said, boy, you aware of all your daddy's crimes? And then he said, he's a mass murderer, just ask any hog. And he's treated my mama just like a dog. And he's rubbed my nose in stuff you wouldn't believe. Made me sleep on the hard, cold ground. But I can talk now and his days are through, 'cause I'm gonna tell your mama a thing or two about his secret drinking habits. Yeah, and his affair with the Witter Brown. And when I heard old Blue say those things, pop, something snapped inside my brain. So I grabbed him up, I strangled him, and I threw him off the train. My dad looked at me with his eyes ablaze and his face contorted like somebody crazed. He didn't look like he'd believed a word I'd said. Yeah, and then he grabbed my coat and pulled me up real close and, boy, there's just one thing I want to know. Are you sure that no good lying flea bag is dead? And that's the story of the education of old Blue. A story that if it's not, it ought to be true. About a fiscal windfall situation of my very own creation. The inspiration that I call the education of old Blue. The inspiration that I call the education of old Blue. Thank you. Yeah, I was driving down a little country road the other day and I saw a sign at this little farmhouse on it said "Talking Dog for Sale." And I thought, wow, this has got to be interesting. So I pulled in the driveway there, and there up on the front porch of the house, this old man, he's in a rocking chair, he's chewing and spitting. I said, sir, you got a sign down at the driveway says you have a talking dog for sale. He said, yeah, he's around in the back. Go on back there and talk to him. So I got out of the car and I walked back there, and there's this old dog sitting there, you know. I said, excuse me, but do you talk? He said, yep. I said, oh my goodness. He said, yeah, I used to be in the CIA. CIA? He said, yeah, they used me to travel all over the world and attend political meetings and that had to do with matters of state, and nobody would suspect that I could understand what they were saying, but during those meetings, people would say things, if they thought they were by themselves, then, and I could go back and report, and we really did well as a nation in, counterintelligence. And he said, but I got tired of all that, and so I asked him to retire me, and so here I am. I'm retired, and I just didn't want to do that anymore. And I said, well, I'll be right back. And I went around to the farmer. I said, how much you want for that dog? He said, $10. I said, $10? How come you're selling such a talented animal so cheaply? He said, well, I reckon he told you about being in the CIA and all that. And I said, yeah. He said, well, he's a dang lie. He didn't do any of that. So I didn't buy him, I might have been born at night, but wasn't last night. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. We appreciate having you stop by, and we appreciate all you folks tuning in. Ma'am, could I have this dance? Watch this dance. You're gonna hold the mic.
This program was recorded before a live audience in the Ray Stevens Studios in Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA. This is Bill Cody saying, y'all come back now, you hear?
Come join us here at the CabaRay. That's the Ray Stevens CabaRay and Showroom right here in West Nashville. We're easy to find at the Charlotte Avenue exit off I-40 West. It's the place in Nashville for a special entertainment and dining experience. There's great food, all your favorite wines and mixed drinks, a fun piano bar where you can sing along and dance. And there's the Ray Stevens Show, where I'll sing all my biggest hits with Nashville's best musicians and singers. So whether it's a special date night, entertaining friends and family, or you're just coming out to sing along in the piano bar, whatever your reason, the CabaRay is a fun place to enjoy a full night of entertainment. and the parking is free. So come see me, Ray Stevens, at the Cabaret. Call 615-327-4630 or go to RayStevensCabaRay.com. Make your plans now.